so now we're gonna try our first full song. We've been doing exercises right now, learning the pitches open D string, open A, G, F sharp, and E, respectively, of course, based on what instrument you're playing and the fingerings for those. So now we're gonna combine all those pitches together and play an actual piece. Now it's a very short excerpt of the full piece. It's an American folk song, 1.15, Don't Tell Aunt Rhody. Now before we begin, of course, we want to identify a few things. Time signature, make sure it's the right clef that you're reading in. And how many measures? What's the rhythm? How many rests are there in each measure? What ending do we have? Is there a repeat sign or a final bar line? So those are some things to identify first before we actually begin. Now that you've identified those parts, let's go ahead and review the pitches. We have F sharp, E, D, and G. Not in that order, of course, but you are playing in some sort of order and some sort of rhythm. Let's first just kind of sing the note names. So we're going to do that singing thing I taught you in the last video and see if that will help us identify the pitches and the rhythm at the same time, because you're singing it like it's supposed to be played. All right, so before we begin, let's make sure we can identify the pitches and the rhythm. Measure 1, we have a couple pitches, and they are F sharp, rest, another F sharp, even though it doesn't have another accidental next to it or a sharp sign. The accidental happened earlier in the measure. That means it stays F sharp until the new measure begins after the next bar line. So we have F sharp, quarter rest, F sharp, and then E. Let's review the fingerings for those pitches. F sharp is fingered 4 fingers on the D string. That's finger 1 at the top of the first tape, middle 2 fingers between the 2 tapes, and pinky on the second tape. Okay, and then E should be just 1 finger on the D string, your first finger. All right, let's try to singer this measure. Measure 1, sing and pluck it. That's our starting pitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, rest. F sharp, E. Okay, let's try it again. 2, 3, 4. F sharp, rest. F sharp, E. All right, good. Now, is the melody going down or up? Meaning, is it going lower in pitch or higher in pitch? Well, if you look at it, the pitch stays the same for about 3 beats, and then the last beat, the pitch goes down. That's where the note head goes. And so the melody should be going downward. Now, looking at measure 2, we also play a lower pitch because the melody is still going down. We're playing open D. We also know the fingering is open string because there's a 0 above that note, meaning that no fingers are to be used. So when we're playing measure 2, we just gotta worry about playing the right string at the right rhythm. So let's try measure 2. Find your D string, and let's try singering measure 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, rest. D, rest. D, quarter rest. D, quarter rest. All right? Now let's try playing measures 1 and 2 together. Starting on 4 fingers on the D string, F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, rest. F sharp, E, D, rest. D, rest. Simple as that. If you think you got it right, go ahead and go to measure 3. Now in measure 3, what pitches are you playing? Should we be playing E, a quarter rest, F sharp, and then G. So when we're playing measure 3, is a melody going up or down? The melody should be going up, like a hill going up. That melody is going up. If you're playing it, you also hear the pitch go up because you're making the string shorter, and the shorter it gets, the higher pitch it goes. So let's try singering measure 3, starting on first finger on the D string, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, E, rest. F sharp, G. Again, make sure we hop over to open G string. Let's try measure 3 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, rest. F sharp, G. All right, if you think you got it, let's go on to measure 4. Now, without playing it, just look at the note head direction for all the pitches, and is the melody going down or up or staying the same from measure 3? It should be going down, right? Because we're playing what pitches? F sharp, E, and D. We're releasing the fingers, making the string longer and hence lower in pitch, and the melody is also moving downward with the note heads descending down the music staff. Okay, let's try measure 4 by itself by singering it. 1, 2, 3, 4, F sharp, E, D, rest. Okay, let's try now measures 3 and 4. Starting on E. Singer. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, rest. F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D, rest. Now, right away, I can tell you're probably having a little bit of trouble. You have to play G and jump down to F sharp after you just played F sharp going to open G. Now, the trick here is to move your fingers just before you actually have to play. And I'm not talking about the right hand, I'm talking about the left hand. So as you guys pay attention to your playing, you got to make sure the left hand is moving just before you actually have to pluck the string. That way your right hand will be just in time to pluck it in the right pitch. And make sure you squeeze down nice and hard so that way you can get the right pitch that you're supposed to get rather than this muted dead sound. Let's try measure 3 and 4 again, a little bit slower so we can get the timing down for our left hand. Starting on first finger, E. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, rest. F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D, rest. Notice how quickly I made those adjustments with my left hand. I can let that G ring, and then right before I have to play, I bring down my fingers for F sharp and get ready to play on that string. Okay, now let's try, if you got this down, all 4 measures by singering it. Starting with F sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp, rest. F sharp, E, D, rest. D, rest. E, rest. F sharp, G, F sharp, E, D, rest. Okay, now try it at your own tempo. Give it a few goes before you start now, just playing it without singing and using a metronome set at 60 beats per minute. Let's give it a try together. 1, 2, 3, 4.